There's a mom in my carpool line who Venmos the field trip money before the teacher even finishes typing the request. Not because she's swimming in cash, because she already knows, down to the dollar, what's sitting in her account. Then there's another mom 2 cars back, doing quiet math in her head about whether the orthodontist deposit clears before payday. I've been the second mom more times than I'd like to admit. Some months I've been both of them in the same week. I'm Alora. Years ago, I was the mom stress-eating goldfish crackers in the pantry at 11 p.m., trying to figure out why a paycheck that looked good enough on paper never actually felt like enough in real life. I'm not here to tell you to cut out lattes or track every granola bar. I'm here to hand you the specific rules that actually changed things for my family, the ones I had to learn the slow way, usually with a baby on my hip and dinner burning on the stove. Today, 10 minimalist money rules that have nothing to do with how much you earn and everything to do with how you hold on to it. Rule 1. Every purchase has 3 price tags. Most of us only see the first price tag, the number on the receipt. But there are 2 more hiding underneath it. The second is the upkeep cost, the shelf space, the extra load of laundry, the batteries, this needs its own storage bin now. The third, and the sneakiest, is the opportunity cost, what that money could have quietly grown into if it had gone somewhere else instead. Picture the fancy baby swing that seemed non-negotiable at your shower. It's $220 at checkout, but it also needs a corner of your living room forever. It needs batteries every few weeks, and eventually it needs to be sold, donated, or hauled to the garage. That's cost number 2. And the $220 that didn't go into a savings account for your kid instead. That's cost number 3, and it's the one nobody tells you about at the baby shower. I bought a wipe warmer with my first. Genuinely believed my life depended on it. It's been in 3 different closets across 3 different houses, and my son is now 9. This week, before you buy anything over $50, ask yourself all 3 questions, not just the one on the price tag. Rule 2. Do the cost per use math. The sticker price lies to you. What tells the truth is cost per use, the price divided by how many times you'll actually use the thing. Take 2 diaper bags. One is $260, beautifully made, the kind you carry for 4 straight years through 2 kids. Used 500 times, that's about 50 cents a use. The other is $45, cute, impulse bought at a boutique, but it falls apart after 11 uses because the zipper wasn't built for a mom sprinting through an airport. That's over $4 a use. Cheap can be expensive. Expensive can be cheap. The only way to know which is to do the math. I have learned to whisper cost per use to myself in the checkout line like it's a little prayer. It saved me more than once from a stroller I didn't need. This week, pick one thing you're about to buy and actually run the number before you swipe. Rule 3. Stuff expands to fill whatever space you give it. There's a principle that says the amount of stuff you own will always grow to match the size of the house you live in, no matter how big that house gets. I didn't believe it until we moved from a 2-bedroom apartment into our first real house. Somehow, within a year, we had 4 sets of holiday dish towels and a linen closet I couldn't close. The math is almost funny. Give yourself a junk drawer, you'll fill the junk drawer. Give yourself a 3-car garage, you'll fill the 3-car garage, one Costco run at a time. This week, pick the most overstuffed drawer or shelf in your house and just notice how it got that way. No fixing yet, just noticing. Rule 4, 1 in, 1 out. Here's the antidote to Rule 3. Every time something new comes into the house, something old has to leave. New pair of leggings comes in, an old pair goes to donation. New toy at Christmas. An old toy gets boxed up before the wrapping paper is even in the recycling bin. This one rule alone would have saved me from the drawer of 17 sippy cups I found myself owning, only 4 of which still had matching lids. This week, the next time you bring something new through the front door, walk something old back out with it. Same day, no exceptions. Rule 5. Run the what would I actually grab test. A few summers ago, wildfire smoke rolled into our town, and for one long night, we genuinely didn't know if we'd need to evacuate. I stood in our bedroom running through what I'd grab if we had 10 minutes. My kids, the dog, our passports, my phone, that's basically it. That night rearranged how I see everything we own. Most of it, if I'm honest, wouldn't make the list. And if it wouldn't make the list, it's not doing much for us sitting in a closet either. This week, walk through one room and mentally sort what would make your 10-minute list and what wouldn't. You don't have to get rid of anything yet. Just start seeing the difference. Rule 6. The replacement test. Here's how you use what you noticed in Rule 5. For anything sitting in your house that you're not sure about, ask one honest question. If this burned down tomorrow, would I actually go spend the money to replace it? If you've used it in the last year, or you have a real plan to use it soon, or it genuinely still brings you joy, it passes. If your answer is a slow, guilty, probably not, it's not really yours anymore. It's just taking up a shelf. I once found a bread maker I'd used exactly twice, both times the week I got it. It did not pass the replacement test. It found a new home with a neighbor who actually bakes. This week, run the replacement test on 5 items and let go of whatever doesn't pass. Quick pause here. If this is the kind of money talk that actually feels doable instead of overwhelming, that's the whole reason this channel exists. Hit subscribe so the next one lands in your feed because I've got more of these lessons coming. Rule 7. Make spending annoying and saving automatic. Nobody has willpower at 9 p.m. after bedtime battles. That's not a character flaw. That's just biology. We're wired to take the easiest path in front of us. So if your easiest path is a one-tap order on a delivery app, you'll order. If your easiest path is money disappearing into savings before you ever see it, you'll save. So flip the friction. Delete the shopping apps that live on your home screen. Take your card out of autofill so you have to get up and go find your wallet. You'd be shocked how many carts get abandoned in that 30-second walk. And on the saving side, do the opposite. Set your 401k contribution to increase automatically, or split your paycheck so a chunk moves to savings before it ever touches your checking account. I did this the month my second was born, half out of sheer exhaustion, and it's quietly become one of the best financial decisions I've made. The money moves before I'm tired enough to talk myself out of it. This week, remove one spending app from your phone and automate one savings transfer, even a small one. Rule 8. Borrow before you buy. Kids' interests move fast. The soccer obsession that feels permanent in September can be replaced by a gymnastics obsession by November. Before you buy the cleats, the leotard, the whole starter kit, ask around. Another mom's garage is basically a free rental store if you just ask. We borrowed a balance bike from a friend before ever buying one, and it turned out my daughter hated it. Saved us $90 and a fight about it sitting unused in the garage. On the flip side, we borrowed a secondhand keyboard for piano lessons. She loved it, and now we happily own one because we knew the interest would stick. This week, before your next kid activity purchase, ask one other mom if she has the gear sitting around first. Rule 9. Decide what enough looks like before the money shows up. It's incredibly common to earn double what you used to and still feel just as tight because the goalposts moved with the paycheck. Bigger income, bigger car payment, bigger house, bigger everything. And the finish line keeps sliding further away. That's the trap. The fix is to define your enough before the raise happens, not after. For me, enough looks specific. A paid-off home close enough to my kids' school that I never have to rush the pickup line, and a business that covers our essentials even on the months I take off. That's my number, and I built it before I ever hit it, not after. This week, write down in one sentence what enough actually looks like for your family. Not vague, specific. Rule 10. Measure your wealth by your freedom, not your stuff. The families with real financial peace don't measure it by what's in the driveway or the closet. They measure it by the gap between what they earn and what they spend. Because that gap is what buys you options. The freedom to take 3 months of maternity leave without panicking. The freedom to walk away from a job that's eating you alive. The freedom to say yes to the family trip instead of just staring at the price tag. A mom earning $70,000 who spends $45,000 has real margin. Room to breathe, room to choose. A mom earning $180,000 who spends $175,000 has almost none, no matter how good the house looks from the street. That margin is the whole point. This week, look at just 1 month of spending and ask what your margin actually is right now. Not to judge it, just to know it. So back to that carpool line. The mom who Venmos instantly and the mom doing quiet math at pickup. The difference was never really the number on her paycheck. It was whether she'd built a handful of small, boring, unglamorous habits that gave her room to breathe. 10 rules, but really it's one philosophy. Less stuff, less noise, more margin, more choice. Because at the end of the day, the goal was never to have the fullest closet or the newest stroller. It was to be the mom who's actually present in the pickup line, not the one still doing math in her head.